Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving back into the 15-star event, the Super Boss for Kizuna Clash ALBER. And in today's video, I have some updated teams and some progress on where we were as of yesterday when the content first released. Now, obviously, we've had a little bit more time to digest this content, a little bit more time to process all of the gimmicks and stuff like that, and a couple of revelations has come to premonition. That's not the right word, but I'm going to move. With Stage 2, there's a particular debuff or a buff that the enemy gives us that doesn't allow us to use particular buffs ourselves. Now, on the strength variation, which you guys are seeing right here, you get a buff that doesn't allow you to use conditional boost. Now, you can actually get around this by utilizing someone on turn 1 that gives you that immunity buff. And that character, someone like Smoker or Nami and Robin, Treasure Map Koala. There's a bunch of characters that can actually do that. So that's a really good way of getting around it. But for this particular team, we actually don't. We're still utilizing the strat where on stage 2 we pop all our specials. We use Kinemon to extend it. To get around Threshold now, we're using Ashura's Doji. Ashura Doji is great because he removes 6 turns of Threshold, but you do need the Super X to help it out. But if you have Momo, you just use Momo there and you're going to do way more damage than what you're about to see here. However, I had to work with what I had, and basically that's what was working. Yamato gives us color affinity. We get an attack boost with Roger and Odin. We're getting the carryover from Kinemon, as well as the rush ability for Roger and Odin and final tap of Yamato. We have a bunch of supports to help us get a little bit more damage, and then we have a Super EX of Roger and Odin giving a super type and a super class. Zoro and Sanji are a massive key to this team, though. You do need them to get around the 100% resilience on the final stage. As you can see, every type except for Free Spirits and Slashes have resistance up, so you do want Zoro and Sanji to turn everyone into Free Spirit Slashes, so you don't have to worry about that. As for everything else on this team, the supports are just more damage. We do have level 5, Super Tandem, Final Tap, and Rush. So the numbers you are seeing here are at the max potential. But like I said, if I had Momo over Ashura's Doji, we'd be doing way more damage here. Like literally upwards of around 200 billion more damage. Because what Momo provides in his chain boundary and that Final Tap buff just is so good for Yamato. Like, it does so much. You also have an attack down if you're below a 10 times chain, I believe. Or maybe that's on the other variation. Can't really remember. But with Zoro and Sanji, it is very easy to get above that. As you can see there, we clocked out at a nice chunky... I actually missed it. It's like 200 and something billion. But I believe after leveling up and stuff, my team with no buffs does give around 311 billion damage. So this one did seem the worst on paper, but honestly turned out to be one of the ones that had the most damage for the higher damage team. So 311 billion, very nice stuff. The next variation is against Quick, and against Quick, this is where we are going to use that new strat that I believe Bebo came up with, so shout out to him. I'll try and remember to link his channel in the description below. But if you use a unit that gives you an immunity buff on turn 1, like Nami and Robin do, you can actually bypass that debuff, in quotation marks, on stage 2. So utilizing them here is great because they can just give you that buff for 3 turns. It allows you to carry it into the next stage, and that is the key to getting an orb buff as well as a base stat boost for this particular team. As you guys will see, we are using 6+ Law. He's fantastic underneath Yamato. I actually came to the understanding that if you have an additional damage buff on the enemy, debuff, I believe, then Yamato is actually going to increase her own color affinity, which is just absolutely massive for the unit. She's so good for big damage teams. Like, this Yamato, while she's probably the sleeper of the batch, she's just, yeah, her damage numbers is absolutely insane. I do believe Bebo used Kinemon Denjiro. If you guys don't have the Super Tandem Luffy, or if you're looking for more damage, I think it is a little bit more damage because just Yamato hits a little bit harder. Plus, then you can use some other supports to get some paralysis removal if you don't have that new cat dog support. But utilizing Zoro Sanji as our friend captain means we can use the rush of Rush Sanji. That unit's still showing why he is so damn good. We have VV support for extra damage, but if you guys don't have that new support, you are going to have to do stuff like Chopper on Zoro Sanji. You're going to have to use stuff like Raizo or Izo Kiku on Kinemon Denjiro to get around that. But with this particular team, we have an orb boost thanks to Luffy. We have an attack boost thanks to Law. We have the additional damage buff, and then Yamato can buff her in color affinity at 3 times. Zoro Sanji are giving us all the chain shenanigans. They're turning everyone into Free Spirits and Slashes. Sanji's giving us chain boundary, and then with that, we can use the super tandem of our friend Captain Zoro Sanji. That's going to make tandem orbs hit at a 2.75 multiplier. Plus, you're getting a 2.5 times attack boost with the tandem as well, which is very, very nice. And then with the final tap of Yamato, you can hit very, very hard. Sanji actually has the same rush as Roger and Odin. So tapping 10 times with Sanji, or getting the access to that 10-time tap, is very, very nice. I actually got my Sanji to level in break 4 this celebration as well. So him sitting at level 130 is really, really nice. It's going to be really, really good for Rumble too. But as you can see, we have just enough HP to make sure that we can actually get the 10 taps in. That's going to allow us to get a massive chain multiplier. As you can see with Rush Sanji, we're already sitting above 10 because you have an attack down, I believe, on this stage. If you're below a 10 times chain, which is very easy to do with the combination of Rush Sanji and Zoran Sanji. So if you have level 5 Rush Sanji, make sure to use him because he works very, very well. Plus, if you have Luffy on the team, you get access to the super tandem of Zoro Sanji a little bit earlier, which means that Law can hit nice and hard too. And then you can do this with Yamato, which is a lot of damage. If you guys didn't check out the video where I actually managed to pick up 2 copies to help Rainbow her, make sure to go check out that video. But while you're down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Nerds!